President, in the late 1920s, there was a violent explosion in New Jersey. It was an ammunition depot of our military. Basically, it was the Navy at that time. And it was a very, very bad explosion. And so there was a decision made that storing our ammunition should be someplace else. And after some work done by relevant committees in the House and the Senate, working with the President, it was decided that the best place to do that would be in Nevada, near a place called Hawthorne. Hawthorne is, frankly, not kind of a remote place. That base has been there since about 1930. It was originally a naval ammunition depot where most of our ammunition was stored. It's still there. It survived the base closing, the BRAC work, and it was determined it was essential for the security of this nation. If you fly over that, you will see miles and miles of bunkers where ammunition is stored there. Some ammunition is stored there from World War II. It's a wonderful place for storing ammunition because it's so dry. And so you can have stuff there for long periods of time. I just met with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. They're very impressed with this. It's also become really a terrific place for tearing down ordnance, D-mill they call it. And in recent years, it's also been used as a training facility. The terrain is much like a lot of the desert in Afghanistan and Iraq and places like that. So we've had training exercise there for some time. Very valuable. Mr. President, late last night, 7 of our Marines were killed in Hawthorne, and many others were injured in an explosion during a training exercise near the ammunition depot.
The cause of the accident is under investigation. Let me tell you what we know at this time. The unit was participating in a mountain exercise, an exercise conducted at the Marine Corps Mountain Warfare Training Center and several other area locations, including the Hawthorne Army Depot. The Marines were conducting live fire and maneuver training at the Hawthorne Army Depot. And at about 9:55 p.m. last night, 18 March, a mortar round exploded in the mortar tube, causing the deaths of 7 and injuring 7 others. As we mourn the loss of these brave Marines who gave their lives to defend the nation, we will remember their courage and their sacrifice. Our thoughts are with the families as we grieve for those we've lost and pray for the recovery of those injured.
We don't know exactly what happened, but it was a violent explosion, we know that. My thoughts are with those who were injured, and of course the families of those who lost loved ones. And Marines all over the world are now focusing on the loss of their fellow Marines. They're grieving this loss. Details are emerging. We really don't know. The area has been blocked off. As I indicated, it was quite a big explosion. And we'll follow this news very closely. I'm going to do whatever I can going forward to support the United States military and the families of the fallen Marines. And Mr. President, it's very important we continue training our military. It's so important. But one of the things in Sequester is we cut back in training and maintenance. That's the way Sequester was written. Now, the bill that's on the floor, we hope to pass today, helps that a little bit. At least for the next 6 months, it allows the military some degree of ability to move things around a little bit. Flexibility, we call it, and that's good. But we have to be very vigilant. This sequester should go away. We've cut already huge amounts of money and deficit reduction. It's just not appropriate, Mr. President, that our military can't train and do the maintenance necessary. These men and women, our Marines, were training there in Hawthorne. And with the sequester, it's going to cut this stuff back. And I just hope everyone understands the sacrifices made by our military. They are significant. Being away from home, away from families, away from their country. And we have to, sequester needs to go away.